Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Shatoka, and if you're a returning subscriber, thanks for coming back. So today is going to be the finale episode of the Chicago Frocktails series, the recap, the overview. So Chicago Frocktails was last weekend. Today is Friday, so I am a week removed, but you guys, it was such a good time. So I wanted to go ahead and do this recap of everything. I'm so glad that I actually decided to do this series, and they'll all be together in a playlist. So if you hadn't seen the previous 3 videos, go ahead and watch those. But yeah, today is all about the recap. So Chicago Frocktails weekend was such a good weekend. I had such a good time. It was really nice to meet some people for the first time, and also to see some people that I have met before, to see them again. It was such a delight. So we kicked off the weekend on Friday. Sorority Wear and the Black Sewing Network had an all-white boat party, and it was such a good time. It was the inaugural, so the first one that Sorority Wear and Black Sewing Network put on together. And you guys, like, we pretty much bought out the boat. So it was funny because as we were like cruising along, there were a few people who also were in attendance because it was like an open boat, but we like bought up so many tickets that this girl asked me like, what's going on? Like, I think I missed the memo. Like, what's with all the white? So I let her know that, you know, we're a group of creatives and we decided to get together and do this all white, you know, cruise before Chicago Frocktails, which is our main event. So she was like, oh my God, so cool. So like, did you make your outfit? And I had made my top and my dress. So I was like, yep, I made my outfit, and so many others made their outfits that day too. So it was really, really nice. We all like gathered together, and it was funny because I ended up getting there pretty early because I just didn't want to like chance like the boat leaving, and I just wanted to get downtown early because sometimes traffic can be really bad and they're doing construction right now. So and I'm from Chicago, by the way. So for me, I know how it is from day to day. So I was like, let me get downtown. So as I got there, I saw someone in white, and I was like, yeah, you're going for the boat. And so yeah, we were like the first 2 that saw each other, and then gradually started seeing more and more people. We made our way over to the boat, and then even people that we didn't know were just like, oh hey, you know, you're with us. So we had a really good group on the boat. Like I said, we pretty much like bought the boat up, but it was really nice. When we first got on, it was daylight, but the sun went down. It was such a good, it was like about 3 hours, I think, about 8:30 to almost 11, I think. But yeah, it was such a good time. The DJ was playing music, and we were just dancing along. It was really nice. I'll be inserting some videos so you guys can see of us on the boat cruise, but it was such a good time. And I really love that we had this event because some people, you know, were meeting people for the first time, so it was really nice to be like an icebreaker for the main event the next day. So it was really cool. I ended up seeing my roommate from the sorority retreat, Quana, my roomie, there. So we were like catching up, and then of course some other girls from the retreat and just people that I know from social media. It was such a good time. I met some people for the first time on that boat, and just getting to know people, because a lot of times with social media, we know each other just from like our, you know, our handles, our social media handles. So it was nice to like put those names to faces and even voices to be like, oh hi, or whatever. And it's like, it's funny, I can't remember who it was, but she was like, oh, you really are tall, like when she saw me and met me. And I'm like, yeah, I'm tall. Like I always mention it in my videos that I'm tall. But yeah, a few people were like, oh, you're tall. And I had on flats that day. I did end up wearing heels for the actual main event for Chicago Frocktails, but for the boat ride, everybody had on flats or gym shoes, because you guys, like, the boat was rocking, like and we kind of pretty much just circled around the area, just back and forth. But it was really nice. It was a nice night. It wasn't too cool. I did end up making it's a Mimi G pattern, like it's a throw on type of tie front long sleeve. I ended up making that to throw over my tube dress because I'm like, you know, we're gonna be on the water, it's gonna be pretty cool. But for me, it was very comfortable. But one of the sewers, she's from Arizona, I forget her name. If I remember it by the time I edit this video. I'll put her name in here, but she's from Arizona, and she was like, this I could tell she thought it was pretty cool, but for them, yeah, it is. And even for some people from the South, like, it probably was cooler for them, but Chicagoans were like, oh, this is beautiful, this is nice. Like, it was such a nice night, and I was just so glad nobody was like freezing and we didn't get rained on, because you just never know with the elements. So I have been watching the weather all week, but it was just so excited to see everyone. Even that morning, like, I was watching everyone's like Instagram stories and just seeing people flying in and driving in, and I was like so excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, everybody's coming to the city for Frocktails. It was such a good time. So after that, I actually ended up going home. I know that a lot of people actually ended up doing other things even before the boat and even afterwards, but I went home that first night, and I wanted to be ready to be fresh for the next day. So the actual main event was on Saturday, and everything was done. I didn't have any issue or anything. Actually, by the way, I have on the vest that my boyfriend was supposed to wear, but it didn't end up fitting. I was like, you know what? I'm going to wear the vest for the video. I just like cinched it. I can't like cinch it completely. Like, I'll probably try to rework it, and it's actually a little bigger on the sides, because typically, you know, this will be a men's vest, but I'm like, I'm gonna wear it for the video, and actually ended up making some little shorts out of my brocade fabric as well. I'll show you guys like a picture of me in it. But yeah, so on a Saturday, the day of Chicago Frocktails, I didn't really have anything to do. I did like run a few errands. Again, I'm from Chicago, so it's like, I'm like, okay, I don't have much to do. I know a lot of sewers were like going downtown, doing some sightseeing. I saw a few sewers go to New Rainbow Fabrics, which is one of my spots that I love. They visited there, and so that was really cool. But the night of Chicago Frocktails, I ended up like, so it started at 6, I believe, but I knew I wasn't gonna be there for 6. Like, I don't typically like to be super late, but I don't ever go to a event like right when the doors open. So I shopped for like 7, and I was fine. I ended up getting there. The elevator actually wasn't working, but we got up those stairs. We went up 4 flights of stairs to get up. You know, we just took our time, and it was just fine. So yeah, the main event was so nice. When I got there, like, it was packed. Like, I don't know, I guess I was like one of the last guests to get there, but everybody was there and looked amazing. I saw a bunch of people for the first time at this event, because not everybody made it to the boat. So it's so nice to see everyone in person, and I got to meet Miss Anita. Such a joy. Like, she's someone that I followed on social media for such a long time, and I was so excited to be able to meet her in person. When I first came in, she actually had like a few people around her, and I was trying to catch her, but she was like busy. Like, so many people were excited to see her. So like, I was like, I'll go grab her later. So I did ended up grabbing her later and took a picture with her, but just so excited to take pictures with everyone. It was such a nice night. The DJ was great. The food was great. Everyone looked amazing. And what I loved about Chicago Frocktails, at least, this was my first Frocktails, just the community and how everybody was just like rooting each other on. Like, oh my God, you look amazing. I love your dress. I love the 360 cam we had. That was so cool to be able to do that. And our makes such a nice night. I absolutely loved how everything turned out. It was beautiful. The planning committee did amazing. And for it to be our first Chicago Frocktails, it was great. And I know I don't have anything to compare it to, but I just feel like it was great. Like, Will, he talked about like on his story on his Instagram, he did a video and he was saying like they just keep getting better, and I'm excited. I chatted with him. It was nice to meet him, and he was telling me how, you know, once you go to one, you're gonna want to go to all of them, and it's so true. Like, now I'm so excited to be able to go to another Frocktails, to go travel, and then I look forward to Chicago Frocktails like every year. I hope it's something that we continue to keep up annually, because for sure, if anything, I'm gonna always be at Chicago Frocktails because I live here. And so it was such a good night. The next day we did, they did do like a fabric store trip. I did not go to that because I go to that fabric store weekly. I'm there all the time, but I did see people posting on their social media video in the store and just like, oh my gosh, like, look at this. And it was just so cool to see The warehouse can be very overwhelming the first time you go. Like I said in my previous video, when I was looking for my fabric, I didn't like it when I first went because it was just too much to look at, and it was too overwhelming. But now I know that store like the back of my hand, so that's why I didn't end up going, because I'm like, I go there twice a week because it's really close to my job. So sometimes I'll even go on my lunch break if I need anything, so I'm always there. But yeah, you guys, it was such a good time. I would encourage you, if you've never been to a Frocktails, to go to one. If you have one locally, go to your local Frocktails, or you know, plan to go ahead and travel to go to one. I'm just like trying to figure out where I'm gonna go next, but we just got a message that the sorority wear retreats are gonna be, it's gonna be a few this year, and I'm like, I gotta figure out like how I'm gonna get all this traveling in, because I definitely want to go to the sorority wear retreat because I love that, and I want to visit like a couple of cities and do some Frocktails and travel. So I'm just like, okay, now I have to just put this in my budget for travel because it's such a good time. Also, I forgot, I actually did end up winning one of the raffle prizes. I actually won a $220 gift certificate for Creations by Jamie, and so I was so excited about that. They gave us raffle tickets when we first came in with our like QR codes that we scanned, and they called my number. It was literally like right when I was in the 360 line. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, like, let me go up there. So yeah, it was really cool. So I'm excited to go on her site and see what I can get. But such a good time. Somebody won like a sewing machine. There was so many prizes, gift cards. They had bags. So when they called the numbers for the raffles, like there was a table full of like goodies and you could just go ahead and grab them. I went up and grabbed like an envelope because I was thinking, gift card, let me get a gift card, I can buy some fabric. So I grabbed mine, took it up to Janelle, and she read it off, and I had that gift certificate. But such a great weekend. Just kudos to the ladies who planned everything. It was so nice. Thank you again. If you guys are seeing this, thank you so much for putting your time in to create this wonderful event. I had such a good time. We also received goodies on the boat cruise from Black Sewing Network and Sorority Wear. It came in this cute bag, such a cute little bag that you can use again, like in travel. And I'm just gonna show you guys what we got in here. We got a tape measure, like so we can always use one of these. We also got a sticker, Black Sewing Network, and what else did we have? We had some snacks, so like everybody was like eating their snacks that that night on the boat. We have a sorority wear sticker as well. What else do we have in here? We also have a seam ripper. Can't have enough seam rippers. Like I feel like they're something that a sewist just always needs to have multiples of, because sometimes they just disappear. We have a pen. We have a few cards. I still have a snack in here. And then we have a sorority wear like keychain, which is so cool. Love that. But again, I love that they have this cute like drawstring bag. This is like perfect for like if you're traveling, you could put like some accessories in here. So at the end of the night at the Chicago Frocktails event, the main event, we got these bags. This is the backdrop that we had that we were taking pictures in front of, and it has all the sponsors on the back. This is a nice reusable bag. Here in Chicago, we have to pay 7 cents for bags, so I use reusable. So now I have another reusable. I can take this to Joann's with me or go grocery shopping. We have some thread. We also have a Smex like needle guide. So I thought this was really cool. It's basically like all of the guides to the different needles that you would use in your sewing machine. Really, really cool. Also, we have a little mirror. I thought this was really nice too. This is from Ditto Form. It's a flower. So cool. Also, and I just saw her do this on Instagram. It is a point turner, but what she showed us, what was so cool about it, is that you can use this. It's a point. You can't probably see it, but you can put your needle in here when you're changing your needle on your sewing machine. It's so cool. Like she demonstrated it on her Instagram. This is by Handmade by Easy M. Her husband made these, and it has Chicago Frocktails on it. I thought that was so cool. Oh, and here are our little name tags that we have. So that's the raffle ticket that won me my prize. But we had our QR codes, which was so cool. Everybody was able to, like, if you weren't following someone, you could just scan their QR code and it'll take you wherever they set it up on the link. So I had mine's linked to my YouTube. So a few people scanned mine's and it took them to my YouTube so they could subscribe. But yeah, those are my prizes from Chicago Frocktails weekend. I hope you guys like this quick recap of my Chicago Frocktails experience. Absolutely love how my dress turned out. It was perfection. I honestly, that being my first time working with brocade, it was a little bit challenging at first because of how much it unravels. I would say if you've never worked with brocade, just make sure when you're ready to sew it, like you're gonna go straight from the cutting table to the overlock machine because it frays a lot. But overall, I love my dress. After I troubleshooted and did that mock process of my dress, it came out, it fit like a dream. I do think that at some point I will like do a photo shoot or something in it because it was amazing and I did get great pictures, but there's nothing like a professional picture or like in a daylight, just a really nice crisp picture. I have a few things that I want to photograph, so I think I might just do like an end of the year like photo shoot of my favorite makes to just give them their full like their full, show them in all of their glory and great lighting, because I was super proud like of my dress. Like I feel like that was the best construction that I've ever done. I've made like a formal gown before, but as I've told you guys before, I'm a knits girl, so typically I like to do things that stretch and they have a little bit more give, so that, you know, if you have a little, you know, bit of fit issues, it really doesn't matter as much. But to be able to get this dress to fit in that brocade the way it fit, I was like impressed myself and so proud, and I'm so glad that I actually pushed myself out of my comfort zone and did that, because I could have easily made like a knit dress, and there's plenty of knit patterns like the one that I made for an adult prom like a few months back, well back in November. That dress was beautiful. I definitely could have just found like a different fabric and made that same dress, but I'm glad that I did push myself on that one, and she's getting made again, like definitely just without the trumpet part at the bottom, because I love the fit. And now that I have that grading in between sizes for that dress, she's gonna make that dress again. I'm just gonna move that zipper from the center back to the side, because I couldn't zip it up on my own. I had to have my boyfriend zip it up for me. So if I was home alone trying to get dressed like that, I wouldn't have been able to, because that zipper goes all the way up the center back to like the high back, so I wouldn't have been able to do it. But now I know that little alteration that can be made. I'm definitely going to do that. But yeah, I hope you guys like this recap again. Go to a Frocktails. That's all I'll say about that. Go to a Frocktails. You'll have such a good time. There's all levels of sewies. They were like really glam things, really extreme, not extreme, but really formal outfits, and then there were really like casual ones as well, so you don't have to feel intimidated. You don't have to feel like, oh, I don't know if I should go or not. All levels are welcome. We're not looking at seams. None of that. Like, we're not doing that at all. It's such a great community. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. So if you love sewing content and you are not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you here. Also click the notification bell so you'll be alerted when I upload a new video. So until next time, bye.